Fear not, citizen. Justice will be served. You're in good hands.
The defense is wrong.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Hi, everybody. I swear every time I see that clip of Shabusiness, she's saying razzle dazzle. Oh goodness, this lighting is messing with me. But anyways, let's see who we've got in here. Or who we had in here. We had Donna, hello, Mullet, Cal, little Tiger Lily, hello, Teresa and Judy. Hello, everybody. So, today, we've got a couple things. Hi, Donna. Hey, Colt. Good to see you guys. So, I've got a couple things before we start this. Let me check my notes because you guys know I'm just moving you guys all around because you guys know that if I don't check them, that I'm gonna forget to say something that I wanted to say. Make sure. Okay, I don't think so. But we are going to start with a couple news things that I found. Hey, Nikki, good to see you. Yes, please hit that like button and share this out if you can. So I'm going to add this precious little thing to the stage. I hope everybody had a good weekend. How was everybody's weekend? I've been watching 90210. I've been binge watching it. I got through Melrose Place for the 50th millionth time, and now I'm watching 90210. Oh, stop. Thank you. You're so sweet. All right. So I just found out about this, and I'm just so sick of seeing this. But of course, we had it really is Judy. So this little thing right here, his name is Aiden. Aiden Scott Bevins, but I want to take Bevins out of there just because I'm pretty sure that's his father's last name, and I don't think his father I don't want anything like his father to have anything to do with him because he's a disgusting human being. But look at this baby. Does he not look like a sweet little Cabbage Patch doll? He was 4 years old, and Jacob Bevins was accused of unaliving his 4-year-old son and claiming that he slipped and fell and hit his head. But autopsy reports showed that he actually was abused. They found, hey, Simi, you're fine. They found that there were fractures, that there were burn marks, and we're gonna watch some commercials. Oh my goodness, news clips, and they go over some of the autopsy report, but they found this little sweet child in the backyard, buried under the porch. So I want to get into that first. I know I'm just kind of rushing into things, but we do have a lot to watch with these two new hearings, and I didn't realize how long they are, and I thought that we were gonna get through it today, but I don't think we are. Because I had planned on taking a little vacation after today, and I was looking, and I was like, "I think we're gonna be here for another Monday." So what? Let me see. You see there was an earthquake today in Cuba, and it could be felt in Florida. You know, that's so weird. I had a dream of an earthquake last night. That is so crazy. Hey, Dan, good to see you. That's crazy. And this is a different Dan. This isn't our mod Dan. People were confused last time. Yeah, here in Texas, we've been having crazy thunderstorms, but today it's been kind of sunny. Um, but yeah, so I'm kind of rushing into this. That way I'm not keeping you guys here too long, but I do have this and then something else to show you before we get into the first part of this hearing. So let's get into these. I don't know if I've got these in order, but we're just gonna go with it. You guys will get the gist. And let me know, as always, if you guys can hear this.
Boy killed and buried beneath his home in Aberdeen. Police say they only found the body after a shocking confession from the child's father. Today, that man went before a judge after being arrested and booked by police for murder. Como's Joel Moreno is in Montesano, where that court appearance just wrapped up. Joel.
Kelly, bail was set by the judge for Jacob Bevins, who initially gave varying accounts of what happened to his son, including that the boy was living out of state with a relative, but when that child...
What is with these parents and always saying, oh, they're out of town, they're out of state with another relative? You know, I think they said that with Sebastian. No, they didn't say that with Sebastian Rogers. I'm sorry. I think they tried to say that with Harmony Montgomery, which, by the way, her birthday was yesterday. She would have been 12 years old. She would be 12 years old today. So there's that. But why did these parents always like, oh, they're out of town with their family or whatever?
Body was discovered. Well, police uncovered evidence of possible child abuse. It was under this home and around back that Aberdeen police located the remains of 4-year-old Aiden Bevins, whose body was found.
Look at how sweet this little baby. Oh my God. Stop it. Stop. Those little curly cues. That smile, that little button nose. Why? And what makes me mad about this is that this baby was in foster care and they gave him back. What? Foster care. DSF, whatever it's called, and wherever you live, stop doing this. They're failing these babies by giving them back to these sick individuals. They're not parents, they're incubators.
Stuffed in a tote and wrapped in a garbage bag. The neighbor who lives out front says Aiden's dad had been acting strangely.
I know he was watering the lawn quite a bit, even when it rained for some reason, which was out of the place, not normal. I mean, like for 4 hours at a time. Someone thinks he may have been doing that to mask the smell.
Few neighbors were even aware of the boy, and investigators say Aiden...
I know, Nikki, I'm sorry, but that's what my channel is. It's all about the babies. Somebody's got to speak for them. They matter. I'm sorry. You're going to be really upset when we start the next trial.
Hadn't been seen in a year or more.
And I've lived here since April of last year, and I never once saw Aiden at all.
The home first came under scrutiny over a report involving the suspect's 6-year-old daughter. She turned up safe, but Aiden was nowhere to be found, and police say the father's story that the boy is with a relative in Idaho proved to be false. Investigators confronted Jacob Bevins, who then admitted the boy died and was buried under the home.
I didn't like the vibe I was getting from him.
Bevins made a virtual appearance before a judge following his arrest after telling investigators
He looked evil. Go back. Hold on. He had like a little evil look in his eyes.
Like the vibe I was getting from him.
Bevins made a virtual appearance before a judge following his arrest after telling investigators Aiden died after slipping and hitting his head. According to court documents, an autopsy of the 4-year-old showed there were multiple fractures, both acute and older or healing, as well as burn marks, which investigators say could be signs of ongoing child abuse.
He was full of joy, full of life. He made everyone smile.
Aiden's former foster parents who attended the hearing say the law needs to be changed so that children don't end up back in homes where the adults.
So these were his foster parents, and look how loving and sweet they look. And they're so upset by this. He had a good home with loving people, and they sent this little boy back to hell, basically. And now he's gone forever. And thank you guys so much. Spreading awareness, see something, say something. Yes. And I do this because in every story we learn something, and we can use these these tools and things that we learn and things around us. Like my neighbor across the street, they're weird. Like I haven't seen their kid does not come out and play, and he's got to be like 6, 7, and I just found out that they're going through a divorce or something. Well, anyways, I don't know, like I feel bad. He's never outside. But yeah, this
Are deeply troubled.
It's not okay to ignore the red flags, to ignore the signs that are there. Things that are going to tell you something is going to happen.
The county prosecutor asked the judge for a 72-hour hold to better develop the case and come back with criminal charges. Those could range from manslaughter to...
I'm sure it's fine. I see him every once in a while, but they used to like be out in the front yard, and he would be playing and with the dog and stuff, and I never see him anymore. It's sad. I just hope he has like friends and stuff. Yeah, I guess it's just not the same from when we were growing up as kids. Like, as kids, we were always outside. Like, and we were outside without our parents. These days, I would not recommend. I would not recommend at all. But yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
Murder. Well, the judge set the bail at $150,000 and scheduled the next hearing for Monday. Kelly?
Just a gut-wrenching story. Right. Joel, what more do we know about Jacob Bevins' father, given that his son lived for a short time with the foster parents who you introduced us to?
Yeah, I spent about 2 years with those foster parents, nearly 2 years. When we went out to the home, a couple neighbors told us that Jacob Bevins struggled with drug addiction. And in court today, the prosecutor said that Bevins had 3 outstanding arrest warrants at the time of his arrest for this, which included theft, auto theft, and reckless driving. So that's going to be possibly part of the consideration in this case. Kelly?
4-year-old boy killed and buried beneath his home.
All right. So, yeah. I'm not trying to get all my neighbors' gossip out there. I like these people are okay. It's the other one I don't like. All right. So that was the first one. And
Father accused of killing his 4-year-old son and burying his body in their yard, facing a judge for the first time.
He was full of joy, full of life. He made everyone smile.
From the courtroom straight to our newsroom, the new details we're learning tonight. Cairo 7 News at 5 starts right now.
Loved ones say red flags about an Aberdeen man were ignored before he allegedly killed his 4-year-old son. Thank you for joining us. I'm Monique Minglavin.
And I'm Elle Thomas. So that man, Jacob Bevins, made his first appearance in a Grays Harbor County courtroom today. Carson's Madeline Audley joins us live outside the courtroom.
so I was never inside. I was, depending on who I was with, because I was moved around a lot, but I was always outside and I was drinking from the hose. It was the same, like, street lights come on, then you can come inside, but unless that, like, just stay outside. So we always found stuff to do. The big green boxes, you know what I'm talking about? Those electrical boxes, we would just sit on there and chill.
And tonight, Madeline, break it down. What'd you learn?
Well, I'll tell you, the biggest development here is that a judge found probable cause to hold Bevins for 72 hours as prosecutors finalized their charging decisions. Plus, we got our hands on these new court documents, and I've got to tell you, they paint a really disturbing picture about the way that little Aiden was found.
He was full of joy, full of life. He made everyone smile.
He was very happy, very smart. And he was thriving.
Magali and Gary Lopez were Aiden Bevins' foster parents for almost 2 years.
He came into the foster care because there were concerns for his safety, and he was returned.
Right? No one's trying to clean up. Why am I trying to clean up their mess?
And now this is the outcome.
Last month, Aiden's biological mother told police.
Look at how sweet. Oh my God, that hair. He is too precious. I'm sorry.
She hadn't seen or heard from her son in over a year. He'd been living with his father, Jacob Bevins, at the time. Relatives say her pleas were ignored until she showed up and physically took back Aiden's sister from the same home.
She did everything that she could do from where she was. And nobody did anything until she came and physically took the daughter.
According to court documents, Bevins told police Aiden was living with family in Idaho, but investigators say the story didn't line up. When police confronted Bevins, they say he told them Aiden died from an accident after hitting his head, and he buried him under the house. However, preliminary findings from the coroner told a different story. Multiple fractures, including injuries to multiple ribs, as well as burn marks throughout Aiden's body.
In a dangerous situation could turn fatal in a matter of seconds. These laws should focus more on the children's well-being than the rights of the parents. Not that the rights of the parents aren't important, but the safety of the child is even more important than that.
Court documents show Aiden's biological mother.
Listen, Teresa. I don't like being cooped up inside, but I also can't leave my house that much. But I like to be out back, but the thing is that I live in Texas and it's already 100 degrees outside and it's going to get so much hotter, and I don't do well in the heat. As soon as I walk out the door and that devil blows a kiss in my face, I'm spent. Like, I lose all my energy like that. Like, I try to hang out in my backyard, but I can't stay too long because I will dehydrate so fast. And I try to, those like electrolyte packs. I think they're called Drip Drop. I think there are different kinds, but I have to use those because I get so dehydrated.
Mother had petitioned for custody back in December. She alleged Bevins neglected his kids and had a history of domestic violence.
This guy asked the court to set bail in the amount of $150,000.
In court, prosecutors said Bevins had 3 outstanding warrants at the time of his arrest for crimes like motor theft, vehicle prowling, and reckless driving. They set bail at $150,000.
It's not okay to ignore the red flags, to ignore the signs that are there. Things that are going to tell you something is going to happen.
We reached out to Washington's Department of Children, Youth, and Families to see if they had any response to these concerns. We were told they would not be able to get us an answer in time for our deadline. Reporting live.
All right. And I think there's one more from this case, which I'm pretty sure just says the same stuff, but I think
in the news closer to home, the father accused of...
Sorry, I think, let me see. I am sorry, you guys. I am so drained. I'm hungry. I had like 2 breadsticks yesterday that was like stuffed with mozzarella, and I haven't eaten today. So I've got to eat after this. I can't even think and speak.
Killing his own son and burying him in the backyard is expected to be charged today.
King 5 first broke this story.
Yeah, today was supposed to go back to court. So I don't know if he was charged or what happened with that, but I do need to check on that and see and update you guys.
Story last month when investigators found the 4-year-old's remains on his father's property in Aberdeen. Police say that boy hadn't been seen for over a year.
King 5's Christian Vander.
A year? No one saw that little baby for a year? And nobody said anything? That's crazy.
Us tracking this morning. Christian, such a heartbreaking story.
I know, and shortly after we get those charges, we're likely to see how this man's going to plea in the face of just really disturbing evidence. Our team met that father before he was arrested. At the time, he admitted to us that his son died and implied that the boy hurt himself. But an autopsy report shows the little boy's death was no accident. Last month, the remains of 4-year-old Aiden were found buried on the property after relatives requested a welfare check. Our team saw police repeatedly go to his home to speak with the father, Jacob Bevins, until he was eventually arrested last week. Court documents say Bevins told police his son died after hitting his head and admitted to burying his body in a tote and garbage bag. But the Thurston County coroner found multiple injuries, including forceful trauma and multiple burn marks. The boy's former foster mother went to Bevins' first court appearance.
That makes me so sad.
I'm here for Aiden. It's gut-wrenching. It's hurtful to think about what happened to him. I feel like there are many that are responsible for what happened to him. And this is just a start. He needs justice.
Aiden's foster mother cared for him from when he was 1 to 3 years old. She says she raised concerns to Child Protective Services multiple times about him being reunited with his biological parents, but no action was taken. And we are expecting to get an update on charges from prosecutors today. Right now, Bevins is being held on $150,000 bail. In the studio, I'm Christian Vander Ark, King 5.
So, yeah, we should have some news on that today. So, as soon as we do, I'll give you that. And our next thing that I want to show you guys is this piece of shit. I don't know if you guys have heard about him, but his name's Jesse Calhoun, and he's an alleged serial unaliver in Portland. And I just saw some more news about him today. Doesn't he look creepy through? I know sometimes in court they have like things that they bring you through or they have you stand behind, and he just looks so creepy through there. But I guess I'll just let you guys chat. I don't know what y'all are talking about. But I saw this, and it was interesting to me. So, he does have dead eyes, and I'm assuming this is going to trial, and we're going to watch it.
Yeah, Tim, Jesse Calhoun has pleaded not guilty to the second-degree murder of Ashley Rial. We spoke with her family and the family of some of the other victims inside the courthouse.
My sister doesn't have a life anymore.
Me?
And her dignity was taken away from her.
The body of 22-year-old Ashley Rial was found in rural Clackamas County roughly 3 years ago. The man accused of killing her, 41-year-old Jesse Calhoun, pled not guilty at his arraignment Wednesday.
Of course he did.
Ashley's father speaking with us through a translator.
Because he can't imagine what he took from me.
Nuh-uh. Is he? Is he really? I didn't know that.
And this isn't the first time Calhoun's been charged with murder. He is accused of killing 4 other women: Charity Perry, Bridget Webster, Joanna Speaks, and Kristen Smith, all between the ages of 22 and 32.
We've all experienced the worst thing that could ever happen to you, and it's incredibly hard.
Aw, thank you, Simi. I didn't see that. Thank you.
To see one of the other families hurt the way we do.
Calhoun was charged for the murders of Perry, Webster, and Speaks in 2024 and Smith in 2025. All 5 women.
Wow, really? That's crazy. What are your thoughts? I mean, do you still think it's Koberger or no?
Were found dead under suspicious circumstances in early 2023. Their bodies discovered in wooded or secluded areas in or near Portland.
Do you have any idea as a parent what it is?
Because these unalivings aren't this, it doesn't seem like the same MO. Like all of these people were found in like wooded areas, and I'm actually going to show you guys a map of where they were all found. Hey, Lulu, good to see you, hon.
Not to fly across that room and show him what a woman can do.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty hard.
Deputy District Attorney Todd Jackson says the DA's office plans to combine all 5 cases into one trial, and there's a big reason for that.
By doing that, we would have one single trial to litigate all of the charges against Jesse Calhoun related to all 5 of the victims, as opposed to having potentially up to 5 separate trials.
And also,
I feel like that would be the best thing to do. That way, not to drag through everybody through this over and over and over and over again. I would really like to see how this plays out.
So in court today, all future dates, including the trial date, were canceled with the expected motion to combine.
Thank you so much, Lulu. You go get some rest.
All 5 of the cases. The next status hearing to work out the new dates is scheduled for August 7th. Tim?
A lot of emotion, obviously, on this one.
And we will be back August, what'd he say, 7th? I already forgot what he said. See, I'm so bad, y'all. So that's the only, I keep wanting to say commercial. Oh my God, I got to get some food in me, word. This is crazy. So that's the only news clip I have for you, but so here are the victims, alleged victims. I don't have all of their names just yet. I'm still working on getting everything. I literally just found this not too long before this live. So it was just this afternoon getting this together. Doesn't he drive? I'm really not sure because, like I said, I just found this. I didn't even know who this guy was when I woke up this morning, so I'm still doing research on it. I just wanted to bring it to you guys. Yeah, they're all very young, very pretty, and they were all discarded in this area, which also kind of reminds me of, you remember how Rex Huerman, the Gilgo Beach, how they were I hate saying the word discarded, but how they were left, and I'll show you. I'm terrible at explaining things, but here's the map. So see how close all of them were found to each other-ish on this map. Which was being bleached in the arm, Idaho 4. But, yeah, I can't scroll in to this, but this almost reminded me a little bit of the map we see. Yeah, they're real close. It reminds me Jesse Lee Calhoun. Yes, yes. So I'm just learning about him, Lulu, but I am going to be covering this. I'm going to be keeping up to speed with this. I'm going to do some more research, and we're going to come back with more. Yeah, I see you creeping in late. So there was that one. Oops. And then was that it? I swear. Was that it? Oh, I wanted to show you guys this. Happy 12th birthday, Harmony. She would have been 12 yesterday. Look at that sweet face. I love her so much. This little girl right here. I will forever be late in this time slot. I know. I know. But she's so sweet. I know. I wish she was still here with us. Adam's the biggest piece of shit loser ever. Yes. Yeah. Happy birthday. All right. Let me see if there's anything else before we start this, and we're gonna officially hurry up and get your drinks and snacks and everything, because I believe that was it. And we're gonna start with, and I hope y'all listen. I always think that I've got my stuff together, and I do not ever. Yeah, it's cold. I know. I know this one's near and dear to your heart as well. I thought I had this one all ready. I was like, yeah, I don't got to do nothing. I've got these ready. No, I did not. No, I did not. I don't ever, do I? I had the second part ready, but not the first. So I had to go through because Court TV cannot get it together either. Do you know I had to go through 7 hours just for 3 hours worth of video that I needed? So I had to sit there and screen record until it went on a break. And then I fast forwarded, screen recorded when they went on a break, and I fast forwarded. Oh my God. It was so annoying. But I'm glad I checked, because I would not be ready today if I had not. And that's why I'm taking a break soon, because I want to be ready next time. But let's go ahead and get this started. This is part 1 of Shanda Vander Ark's request for a new trial. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm already annoyed because we know she's got a headache. Cal, I'm glad you said that, because I mean, I already told. I kept putting my eyeliner on today, and ladies, you know how like you'll put eyeliner on and then one's thicker than the other side, so you go to try to match it, but then that one's thicker than this side, and then you just keep going back and forth. I almost canceled the whole thing today. I almost just rubbed everything off my face and called it a day. Simi, look, look. Oh wait, yeah. Simi, look. I think that the next 3 trials, because I've got 3, I just don't know what I want to do. It's not the lack of content. I've got plenty of content. It's my ADHD brain won't pick one out. And I'm also overthinking, like, do they even want to watch this? Da, 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 da. And so, because they're not new trials. it's not going to be like, oh, what's going to, like they're old trials, but y'all might not have seen them. So, anyways, oh, thank you. We almost got, yeah, y'all, I would have been one of those streamers that came on with their sunglasses on. Oh, yeah, so y'all know. Y'all already know. Are y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready? 'Cause I got my snacks. And this time I got it unwrapped from the wrapper, I think. Abba Zaba, you my only friend. Y'all remember this from Half Baked? Oh, it's so good. Who's got older ones? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. Yes. All right. Let's get this going. And she's already getting on my nerves and it ain't even started yet. Now, this is gonna be Abba Zaba, yeah. This is gonna be her bitching her attorney for a long time. And then I think they bring up some other people. But remember, this is her claiming that her attorney was incompetent. And hey, Tracy, good to see you. So this is him going on the stand saying, no, 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 baby, she knew everything that was going down. And she's sitting in that chair going, no. And I'm like, can y'all stop her from doing that? Because she's not supposed to be doing that. She's intimidating a witness. So let's go. And you won't hear anything right now, but let me know if you can't hear in a couple minutes because it should start playing here in a couple minutes. Hi. Look at how pathetic she looks. She ain't got those braids in her hair anymore, does she? And look at that pretty outfit. Jail clothes on now. She's a little jailbird. What do you mean? Is she being all Corey? So she requested so she wants she filed a motion for a new trial. So she requested this hearing, right? But she gets here and she starts complaining that she's nauseous and that she got sick on the way over and that she's got a headache and she can't go up there and testify. But she requested this. Anyways, you'll see what happens. Oh my God. No, it's not playing.
Incompetent, put it that way. Okay. I mean, she's able to, but
Okay. Sorry about that. It was stuck. Makes me sick. I think she makes herself
before
sick.
the court is file 23110 FC. It's people of the state of Michigan versus Shanda Vander Ark. Are you Shanda Vander Ark? All right, Ms. Vander Ark appears before the court.
He said, "Are you Shanda Vander Ark?" Like he doesn't know. Cellmate didn't do her braids. Is she trying to work a cold shoulder? And you guys, best hairdo yet. She does look mean because she fucking is. Blue is the new black. Blue and orange, yeah. And if you guys, if I ever miss any of your comments, I'm so sorry. I had to go back and find someone. That way I could tell them that I felt bad for missing their comments. It's not on purpose. He has to ask on the record, I know, but he knows because she annoys the fuck out of him too.
their attorney, Mr. Ambrose, Mr. Roberts, as well as Ms. Bloomquist are here on behalf of the people of the
He
state of
looks like
Michigan.
an Ambrose.
Date and time, the court is scheduled for a Ginther hearing, and technically a continued hearing from the last time we were here.
She's doing my best. Oh, I feel like shit. Look, like she's really trying.
We're delayed. There's been some concerns regarding Ms. Vander Ark's health this morning. Mr. Ambrose, if you want to go ahead and make a record of any concerns you have at this time.
Yes, Your Honor. I had a video conference with Ms. Vander Ark on Friday, this past Friday. It was concerning to me because she didn't appear to be her normal self. And so that concerned me. So I did,
Judy, I would look nervous too. Look at her. She looks like she was left in charge of feeding and caring for her new charge. Stop it. Stop it. Oh my God. That's terrible.
sent an email to the court.
Don't make me send you more of those ladies' videos in her little shoes.
Expressing an adjournment if possible, just because this is an important phase in the whole appellate process, and certainly of utmost importance to my client that she's able to participate in a meaningful manner. And during our conversation on Friday, it just didn't seem that she was as up to speed or healthy. She expressed some health concerns that she was undergoing at that time, and so that's why I asked for an adjournment on Friday. What I understand is that what she told me this morning is on Saturday she had an episode at the Huron Valley Women's Facility where she passed out for a short period of time, was revived, but she had a medical issue at that time. She's not feeling well today either. I know she was checked out by medical. Her blood pressure is higher than it is normally for her, as she self-reports. So I would be requesting an adjournment. Right. It doesn't hurt the prosecution, I don't think, at all. It is, if anything, delaying this case keeps her in prison,
Keeps her in prison? Listen, sir. His beavers. You guys are... Is he trying to get sympathy? He's trying to delay this. She just wanted out of herself for a little bit. They're just trying to delay this even more. She's fine, but it does hurt the defense because they planned for this. They've got all their witnesses there for today. Like, she's gonna claim like pots and pots. If you know, you know. I think I sent that meme to everybody, that video meme.
I'd like to move forward as if I could, knowing in good conscience that we're putting our best foot forward on a case like this, and have the 100% confidence that my client is able to participate in a meaningful manner. And I just don't think at this point I can, with any type of confidence, say that. So I would still ask for an adjournment.
I think he's not confident. I think that's what it is. I don't think he's confident. I don't think he's ready.
And I know that my client has signed a release for some medical records from Huron Valley Women's Facility to release at least the most recent episode that she had.
Okay, Mr. Ambrose, is she able to speak to you this morning?
Yes.
Not getting into what those conversations are, but are you able to converse with her this morning?
I can.
Okay.
She has a pounding headache, and it doesn't help. You know, it's a stressful situation. I'm sure that's part of the what happens in these types of situations.
Not a pounding headache. Oh my God. You're an unaliver. A child unaliver. Like, no one cares, girl.
But yeah, I mean,
did you have, I mean, as an officer of the court, do you believe she's not competent to go forward?
I mean,
under the Michigan, under the law in the state of Michigan, do you believe she is competent to go forward?
yeah, I don't think she's incompetent, put it that way. I mean, she's able to communicate with me, yes, but maybe, not at the best.
All right.
Especially with somebody that has a pounding headache. I mean, I can just imagine.
Did she take any medication for headache or aspirin or
I don't think they gave
ibuprofen or
any medication today.
Okay. Is that something she normally would take for a
Yes,
headache?
she's.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she does. She has a thyroid issue. She pointed out to me that it's protruding. She's undergoing.
Oh no, not her protruding thyroid issue, you guys. Oh my God. He sure is Lulu.
Testing. Won't know the results for another couple of weeks if it's cancerous or not. There is a family history of that as well.
Okay. Ms. Blomquist.
Thank you, Your Honor. Well,
Oh, not the family history of whining.
I was going to argue that she's presumed competent until she shows otherwise, but given that's not the claim, then the argument would be whether or not there's good cause for an adjournment, and it's the people's position that a headache is not good cause. Additionally, the people are ready to proceed and put one.
Here we go. Here we go, you guys.
Bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
With the Ginther hearing, but two, we do have some evidence that we could set forth to make the record as it relates to her appearance and how she was on the transport on the way here. We did have at the after the in-chambers discussion, jail medical came and looked at her, and it seems that she's been cleared by them, apart from having somewhat raised blood pressure. So I do think that we could make a record as to why this is not good cause. Additionally, Ms. Vander Ark, through her counsel, did give a waiver of HIPAA so that we could request some records from MDOC. They said that those would be emailed to me in approximately 30 minutes. They were going to do that expeditiously. However, the people would put forth as an officer of the court that in communications with the Michigan Department of Corrections, they would not have transported her had there been a medical issue raised before
Exactly. She's fine. She's fine. And you're right, Simi. The judge knows. He knows all about her bullshit. She's been all up in his courtroom. I'm sure that this is not the first time she's complained about not feeling good. I'm sure she tried this throughout her entire trial as well.
Transport. So, Your Honor, I think this is just, again, another dilatory tactic by Ms. Vander Ark to delay this hearing and to delay the proceedings. And I would say that there's not good cause. And additionally, I think the court can take into consideration all of the prior actions of the defendant, her prior reports, all of that when fashioning whether or not an adjournment is warranted. And it's not in this case, and we should proceed.
Okay. Did anyone, we obviously have the Department of Corrections officers in the courtroom. Did anyone talk to them regarding her condition?
I did, Your Honor. I did inform them they may be needed to take some brief testimony.
Well, short of that, I mean...
Not the officers of the court needing to take testimony over this bullshit. Oh my God. This lady... This is ridiculous.
I mean, Are either one of you comfortable doing that?
If you would like us to, we can.
Okay, well, why don't we have one of, what's your name, ma'am?
Officer Scott.
Officer Scott, why don't you have you come on up and I'll swear you in. What's your first name, ma'am?
Oh my. Are we for real right now? Come on.
First name's Autumn, A-U-T-U-M-N.
All right, Ms. Scott, can you raise your right hand? Swear up, and did you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, put your hand down and grab a seat. Can you please state your name for the record, spelling your first name and last name?
First name is Autumn, A-U-T-U-M-N. Last name is Scott, S-C-O-T-T.
All right, any objection with me asking some questions, and I'll let you guys follow up. Mrs. Bloomquist, Mr. Ambrose?
No.
All right, good morning, ma'am. I'm sorry you're in this position. This doesn't usually happen here, so.
It's okay.
My understanding is you transported Ms. Vander Ark here this morning. Is that correct?
Correct.
And where did you transport her from?
Women's Huron Valley in Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Okay, approximately how long is that?
About 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Okay. And now,
Out of all the trials I've ever watched, and I haven't watched like hundreds and hundreds, but I've watched a good amount of trials. I have never seen this. I don't think I've ever seen this in a trial.
I kind of understand the configuration. Are you in the back with her in the van, or are you driving in the front? How does that usually work? Where's everybody in the van?
It's okay. I was driving. My partner was in the passenger seat, and Miss Vander Ark was in the back.
Okay. So you were more focused on the road?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So we probably need your partner more a little bit. Now, were you able to observe Miss Vander Ark?
I can see her through the rear view mirror as I drive.
Okay. Was she communicating with you at all?
She only spoke to us a couple times just to ask to turn the heat up or down.
Okay. Did she indicate that she had a headache at all?
She did not when we arrived. She did say that she was feeling a little nauseous,
Okay. All right.
a little dry heaving.
Okay. Anything from, was it, okay. All right. You probably, did you ask her what it was from? Was it from the ride or something like that? Or you don't, you know?
She did say she does get car sick.
Car sick. Okay. All right. To your knowledge, would the Department of Corrections transport a prisoner if they had a concern over her medical health?
No, and if she would have expressed it to my partner, then my partner would have requested to have healthcare come and clear her before we leave.
Okay. All right. Technically, Mr. Ambrose, this is your hearing, so unless you want to go ahead, Mr. Ambrose.
I don't really have anything.
Okay. Ms. Bloomquist?
Just briefly, Officer Scott, was she conversational?
She didn't talk much. Like I said, just to ask us to turn the heat up or down for her. Other than that, she was quiet.
Okay. You can stand down.
Is this an Uber? Like, is she going to give them a 4 or 5 star rating? Why does she get the option to ask about the heat? Like, burn in hell. Who cares?
Thank you so much. Do we want to put the other Department of Corrections officer on? Anybody input on that?
I'll leave that in the court's discretion, Your Honor.
Mr. Ambrose?
I don't have an opinion on it.
Hey, Kai.
All right.
Good to
Any
see
other
you.
argument before I make a ruling on this, Mr. Ambrose?
Well, just that she did mention that she was nauseous, and that's consistent with, her headache, what she reported to me.
Hi, Kai. Good to see you. And yeah, we know that she mentioned that she was nauseous. That's what we've been talking about for like 30 minutes now. This is such a waste. This is wasting our time now because I could have cut all of this out, but it's so ridiculous that you have to see it. Yeah. She can ask all she wants to. That's crazy. Like, this isn't an Uber. You're in prison. Like,
Ms. Bloomquist, anything else?
Yes, Your Honor, I just would ask the court take judicial notice that Ms. Vander Ark, during this motion to adjourn, has actually been assisting Mr. Ambrose in the proceeding with writing notes to him about if she's taken any medication or if she has done anything to assist in in remedying her headache. So I think that I just wanted that to be on the record because I don't think the transcript would necessarily catch that. But as an observer in the courtroom, she has been actively participating in this motion through her counsel despite her claimed ailment.
y'all see her trying to look more and more sick as we go through this. She's just like,
so again, I don't think there's good cause for an adjournment, and I'd like to move forward.
All right.
You know, Your Honor,
Move
can I just
forward.
say, I mean, just my client writing a couple of notes down, is that supposed to be some sort of active participation? I don't think so.
Well, Mr. Ambrose, we're kind of in a catch-22 because I can't ask you what she's been telling you and, you know, what kind of, I can't judge how much she's assisting you without getting into what she's talking about. So I'm observing her writing notes and talking to you, which I've had jury trials where the defendant doesn't say anything to their counsel. And why don't we do this? The court also has experience with Ms. Vander Ark. Several times during the proceeding, during the jury trial, there were breaks in time where Ms. Vander Ark said she was undergoing distress. I granted those breaks. It seemed to me, and you know, from the outside looking in, that these medical issues seem to be at times of pretty significant testimony in the trial. Not saying that maybe they weren't genuine, but they
See, he knows all about her bullshit. He's like, I ain't having this. Let's go.
certainly appeared to be situational. Also, when she were at a preliminary examination down in district court, there was a point of what she claimed to be distress that appeared to be situational. We're here now, and I think it seems to be situational again. She may be going through something, but I understand that, adjourning this would necessarily prejudice the defense. However, there's witnesses here, they're ready to go. People took time out of their schedules. The court set aside an entire day for this. And there is something to be said for the swift administration of justice here. And so, based on what I have, I don't think there's good cause for an adjournment based on a headache, because that's all really the record's been made. And the only person that can judge if she really has a headache or not, quite frankly, is Ms. Vander Ark. And I don't know if she's telling the truth or not. I have no clue. I will say, as the finder of fact at the trial didn't find her credible, and I don't know how much credibility the court can lay on her statements. So I'm willing to do this. I can take a break, wait for the records to come in. That way the court can review those. I also can offer Ms. Vander Ark, is our jail staff allowed to give her medication, like ibuprofen or Tylenol or something like that? Is that allowed?
I would assume if they discuss it with healthcare.
Don't give her anything, because then she's going to say, oh, well, whatever y'all gave me made it worse. And don't give her nothing.
At the prison, that would be fine.
Okay. All right. So I don't, if we have something downstairs, she can, I don't know what she takes, Mr. Ambrose. She'll let me know. I'm sure they have it all on stay. We can do anything we can to help with that.
Let her suffer.
I'm willing to give her, if she needs for blood pressure, I don't know, maybe she needs food or something. I don't know what it is. So anything that can accommodate to help her headache, I get it. If she's got a pounding headache, then I want to at least try to get her some help for that. So why don't we adjourn? We'll wait for the records to come in. Mr. Ambrose, let my staff know if she needs medication, and we can get that from the jail. And then we'll go from there. Anything else before we break, Ms. Bloomquist?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Ambrose?
No, thank you.
Okay, we're in recess.
Okay, this is where I hope that I didn't mess everything up. This has happened like 20 times throughout just this first part, and I'm hoping that this will now just not go into recess and just go into the next part. Oh, I hope. I'm sorry if it doesn't. We'll figure it out.
All right.
Yay!
Mr. Ambrose, was she able to get some medication or no?
No, not yet.
All right. I know there's some bureaucracy stuff that goes on between the deal and...
the MDOC is the one that
Good to see you, Kai. Thank
Since
you.
my understanding, because she's not in Muskegon County custody, that I have to go through MDOC. So I did send an email to the person in charge of the MDOC who would be the person that could authorize at least some medication.
How is her headache now?
Not good. I mean,
all right. All right, I did get a copy of the medical records.
Fucking headache, you guys, for real? And can someone fix that piece of hair on the back of this man's head? I agree with you. Who said that? Was it Dan? Yeah. Who cuts his hair? Somebody fix that.
Assuming that we don't want to make those a part of the record, at least certainly not an open part of the record, I guess how do you guys want to proceed with that? I can make them a confidential part of the record.
Stipulate to any sort of protective order the defense would want.
Mr. Ambrose is...
That's fine.
Okay, so I'll make them part of the record. We'll call it the court's exhibit number 1. It'll be a confidential record. The court did have a chance to review those records. It looks like on the 22nd, without going into all the details, looks like on the 22nd, Ms. Vander Ark complained of that she felt like she was going to pass out. I don't think there's any indication in these records that she did in fact pass out. There was some concern with some thyroid issues when she was eating apples, I guess, and they basically told her, don't eat apples. That's what's in the records. So,
What's she shaking her head for?
there's nothing in these records about her actually losing consciousness. She reported that she was going to pass out. There's also indication that she asked for some Dramamine for the trip to Muskegon because she typically gets car sickness. So that's kind of in line with the testimony that she felt sick on the way here, but she at least indicated that she gets car sick. So unless I'm missing something, it sounds like they sent her because there was no concern. So based on the records and what we've already done here, I think she's competent and we're going to move forward today. I am concerned that she reported losing consciousness when a medical person indicates that she complained of feeling like she was losing consciousness and that she's now kind of amplified for whatever reason, I don't know. But I am concerned about that, the fact that she misrepresented that to her attorney, potentially, that she actually lost consciousness because there's no record of that in the prison. So anyway, anything else before we move on, Mr. Ambrose?
Well, the only way that, just to, she would have to report to the medical personnel that she actually did lose consciousness. So
well, I mean, she okay, I get it, but the quote is, quote, I felt like I was going to pass out. I have tremors that are severe. That's what she reported on the visit November 22nd, 2025 at 6:45. And she was treated.
Are we still doing this?
She says the administrative note was that she was advised on site that the above patient came to the clinic concerned of dizziness and a tingling throat. The tingling throat was transient and only when she ate apples. And it says the RN advised patient had a reddened throat, no swelling or lymph node enlargement. No.
This one would be allergic to apples, wouldn't she? Dan, that's what I'm saying.
And eventually the treatment is, it says she did palpate in
This has been 20 minutes.
Large thyroid. However, the patient is, why don't I get into that? Says RN still had concerns about patient's fall risk. The RN exam otherwise unremarkable. RN gave the patient detail prior to calling. I advised RN to tell the patient to stop eating apples. Other than that, I did not have orders for this patient. So that's what happened on the 22nd, at least according to the note. Like I said, I don't know what happened, but these are medical records by individuals that I don't know if they'd have a reason to lie, quite frankly, if they're making a medical record. So based on that, I don't see a serious medical issue that is to the concern of the court. So Anything else, Mr. Ambrose, on that? I mean, she can testify if she wants about what she's going through. That's fine, but if the request is for an adjournment because of a medical issue, I don't see it, so.
He's gonna testify about it, y'all.
Well, I'm not, listen, I'm not gonna delay this anymore. This is, in my opinion, Mr. Ambrose, she's misrepresented and through you to the court that she passed out. She did not pass out. So I'm moving on. I think this is gamesmanship on her part, and it's now 11 o'clock and a hearing that we were supposed to start at 9 o'clock. The court's been very patient with this, and we need to go. So, anything else? No. Ms. Bloomquist. All right. So, Mr. Ambrose, this is your hearing.
Yeah.
You can call any opening statements on either side, or do you want to just go straight into witnesses?
We can go straight into witnesses.
All right. You can call your first witness.
Please, let's go. First witness. We're going, everyone. Woo! Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Hours later.
All right, Mr. Johnson, if you want to come on up front here, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Would
you raise your right hand to be sworn? Yes, sir. This matter now pending. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. All right, put your hand down and grab a seat. Please state your name for the record, spelling your first name and last name.
Yeah.
My name is Fred Johnson,
I know,
FredJohnson.
All right. Mr. Ambrose, you're...
You know, he wouldn't strike me as a Fred, but Fred Johnson, I like this dude. I really do.
welcome to stay at the table.
And he's going to be up here for a while. So listen to what this man's got to say, because he's going to determine whether or not she gets a new trial or not.
Podium, whichever you prefer. So you can stay standing, stay sitting. It's up to you, okay?
Thank you.
You're good to me.
Mr. Johnson, you represented Shanda Vander Ark, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and do you recall, you're an attorney?
Yes, sir.
I love him so much. Fuck yeah.
Can you tell us when you became an attorney?
1984.
You know, and I apologize, Your Honor, before we start. Ms. Vander Ark, Mr. Johnson may be getting into some confidential information. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that by going forward with this type of hearing, that he's going to relay some confidences.
Yes.
Are you okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, sir.
Okay. With that disclosure, Your Honor, I'm going to proceed with...
Okay. Anything else we should put on the record regarding that you want, Ms. Bloomquist? Okay. All right. Good enough.
What year did you become an attorney?
1984.
Okay. And where'd you go to law school?
Thomas M. Cooley.
And so from...
Dang. That's when I was born, 1984.
1984, have you always practiced criminal law?
I have always practiced criminal law, yes.
Okay, and has your license, have you continuously been an attorney ever since 1984?
No, sir. My license was suspended last year for 6 months.
And what was that? So it was suspended last year for 6, what was the reason why it was suspended?
Violation of confidentiality, conflict of interest rules.
Okay. And that was while you were a public defender?
Yes.
And when you represented Ms. Vander Ark, you were a public defender. Is that true as well?
Yes.
And the initial allegation that was lodged against you, when does that go back to?
Oh, gosh, that was... I couldn't tell the year, 5 years ago, perhaps 6.
And When was the complaint issued against you?
2024 is my guess.
Okay. And,
2023 perhaps.
Did you admit to the grievance?
Yes, I did.
And what did you admit to?
I admitted that I had received information from one client while representing another client, and the person who the information I received was the victim in that case, in the second client's case.
And again, this was while you were the public defender?
Yes, sir.
When did you take on that role?
2013,
And
September.
what did your office consist of?
In 2013,
Throughout the years?
it grew over the years.
Okay.
We started, I think we're at 13, and by the time I left, we were in our 20s, maybe 25, 26.
Okay.
And that includes staff as well.
So you mentioned that you admitted to the allegations within the grievance,
Yes, sir.
and what did you have to do as a result of your suspension?
I was suspended for 6 months, so I could not practice law. There's a fine and costs.
Were you required?
Hi, Mustang. Good to see you. Well, welcome back, Coco. It's 82. Nice. I don't know what it is right now. I haven't been on. Well, that's a lie. I was watering my plants earlier. Good to see you. Good to see you. You'll have to go back later and watch the beginning. I shared some new stuff, and then we're just now finally getting into the first part of this, so.
To take any type of classes?
Was I required to? No, I didn't. I was not required to. I did, but I was not required to.
What type of classes did you take?
On ethics, conflict of interest.
Okay.
Oopsie.
And
Oopsie daisy.
did you testify at any of these hearings?
Which hearings? The ethical issues hearings?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if it was testimony or not. I made a sworn statement at the time of my initial interview, and I spoke to the state bar, and I think that was under oath as well, so that both might be considered testimony.
Okay. And part of your disclosures were that you're more or less overworked. Is that accurate?
Was I overworked?
In
I
Sean's
think I
case,
was.
probably.
And would you disagree with, I was working too long, I was working too many cases, too much stuff, too many irons in the fire? Is that something that you may have said?
Yes, sir.
Any disagreement about that?
No, sir.
You hush, Simi.
Also, basically, when I was a public defender, I was working on a conveyor belt system, and the problem that came up on the belt next is the one I tackled and tried to keep.
You stop it, Mustang. You're 75? You are not.
The other ones juggling
I'm genuinely surprised by that.
until I could fix them as well. Does that sound like something you might have said?
Yes, sir.
Now, this case with regard to Ms. Vander Ark, do you recall when you initially...
Okay. Born in 75. I was about to say, no, you're not. She's about to leave and never come back. I'm sorry. I got it. I got it. My bad. My bad. I got it. We all know I'm a little slow around here. It's a part of my charm.
How is the assignment system conducted in Muskegon County?
You mean back then or now?
When you were assigned?
When I was public defenders?
Yes.
Okay. The attorneys are assigned to judges, and whatever case the judge received, that attorney assigned to that judge will receive that particular assignment.
Oh, screw him. He sucks. Mustang.
Normally that was the situation, unless something came up and then we'd have to change assignment for whatever purpose might have occurred.
Is there a private bar that receives assignments as well, or is it just everything that every indigent client goes through the public defender's office?
Things have changed over the year. Things have changed over the years. Currently, all the indigent individuals go through the public defender's office. There is a private bar, however. Are there assignments to the private bar? On occasion there are, and there were.
Upon receiving the assignment, do you recall when you would have first talked to Ms. Vander Ark?
I would assume it was before the preliminary examination, but I don't have a specific recollection of any particular dates.
This lighting is really irritating me today. Sorry.
At any point in time at the preliminary examination, with your initial conversation with Ms. Vander Ark, did she ever admit to any type of guilt?
No, sir.
All right. Now, she contended that she was innocent throughout this case, isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
She testified, right?
Yes, she did.
She never admitted to any type of wrongdoing that caused the death of her son.
That is correct.
Now, while you were assigned to the case, did you have Ms. Vander Ark see a professional with regard to competency or criminal responsibility?
I had Ms. Vander Ark see several professionals, 2 doctors, and we employ social workers on our staff.
With regard to, do you recall having Ms. Vander Ark seen by...
I'm so sorry, Lulu. What's wrong? You've got a cold or something like that?
Colin King, Dr. Colin King?
I do recall that.
And in Mr. King's report,
Oh no. Did Shanda give you her headache? Did she transfer her headache onto you? Poor thing. I hope you feel better.
did he do a report?
He did.
And do you recall what the results of that report were?
I don't recall the specific results. I recall the conversations we've had in regards to that report.
As part of his conclusions, would you agree or disagree that he mentioned that Ms. Vander Ark continues to insist she did nothing wrong and was not convinced that her actions and instructions caused the death of her son?
I don't recall that specifically. If you have the report, it might refresh my recollection, but I don't argue with that statement. It sounds, generally speaking, as what I recall.
May I approach the witness? You may.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, Lulu. You know, I totally spaced out on Sunday. I didn't even realize it was Sunday. I'm losing track of my Sundays, to be honest with you. I don't know why, but every Sunday I'm like forgetting what day it is. It's like I don't know, like for some reason Friday doesn't happen and then Saturday is supposed to be Friday and then I don't know what happens to Sunday.
Here, stay this. Yes, sir.
And that is, it's an
It gave
accurate
me a
statement
headache.
that she had stated that to this doctor that she felt that she did nothing wrong. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you went to trial on that basis, right?
We went to trial because she was charged, sir.
And she proclaimed her innocence, right?
Even had she not proclaimed her innocence, we would have gone to trial as she was charged with first-degree murder. But yes, she proclaimed her innocence from beginning to end, and we tried the matter.
Were there any offers made to Ms. Vander Ark?
None that I can recall, Your Honor. Sir.
Now, Ms. Vander Ark testified at trial, right?
Correct.
And she again proclaimed her innocence to the charges, right?
That is correct.
And
Sarge is the sweetest. Mike's just a butthead. He gives everybody a hard time. He still doesn't know who I am. It's fine. I know who he is. He knows my old name. I just kind of pop into Sarge's whenever I see that he's got something coming up. 'Cause I feel like he does live sporadically sometimes. So I don't even know what his schedule is, to be honest with you. I know Josh is like every Thursday premiere and Sarge, True Crime with the Sarge, Joe Jackalone, Sunday and Thursdays. His wife better not. He better watch out for his wife. It was under Stormy Simi. You might. I mean, I've been around for a little bit, especially in Gizla's chat. I've been in Gizla's chat since she's pretty much started, so.
there was an incident on the day of her testimony where she had a physical reaction to seeing a photograph of her son. Do you recall that?
I believe that was, if we're talking about the situation where she turned and there was a trash can there and she appeared to I don't know if she actually did vomit, but she had, the body language was indicating that's what was going on. I was sitting in the chair over there where the prosecutor is.
And during her cross-examination was, you described the cross-examination for us.
Aggressive and effective.
Okay, aggressive and effective. And did you see Ms. Vander Ark after court that day?
Oh my God. Camera.
I don't believe I went out to the jail to see her after court that day, no.
Okay, did you go into lockup with her after court?
I can't honestly tell you that.
All right. The next day, can you tell us what happens?
And if my recollection is correct, the next day, court was resumed and my client, Ms. Vander Ark, was unable to to attend. She was on.
Donna, you're still here. You've been so quiet. Thank you for being here. You have a good one, love.
Able to come to the hearing, as I
And thank you, Lulu.
recall.
And you reported that to the court, right?
Yes, sir.
And you stated to the court that she had some competency issues at that point. Is that correct?
Some competency?
That she wasn't able to proceed.
Yes, and yes, sir.
May I approach you then here? And this is I'm showing you a transcript of December 15th, 2023.
Y'all, I think the next time we do a trial, I'm going to adjust the speed just a little faster because these people talk too slow for me.
It's on page 3. If you can just read that portion.
Hi, Christina. You'll get it. You'll get it. Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
And so you indicated to the court that she wasn't competent to proceed, is that right?
That is the word I use, sir.
Okay. And describe to us what she was going through.
She was, when I went to visit her, she was curled up in a ball on the floor. She was crying. She was upset. She expressed that she couldn't return to court. She expressed that she was upset, that she was stressed, that she was experiencing, and I'm sorry, I forget the word. She was experiencing a period of where she's so emotional she can't function intellectually.
And
Is Mustang still in here? I don't see her comments. That's weird. I thought she done left.
based upon that, you reported that to the court.
Yes, sir.
And you also, do you recall reporting to the court as well as that if we waited until, or adjourned the matter until Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday of the following week, we'd be in the same situation?
I don't recall, but I'm not arguing with that. I assume you have transcripts there. I don't recall saying that, but.
If you look on page 4.
Which paragraph, sir?
The second full paragraph.
Okay.
Starting with the word 1.
Okay.
And you agree that you told the court we couldn't guarantee to the court that as of Monday or Tuesday or even Wednesday of next week, we'd be in any different situation than we are right now.
That is what I said.
And was that an accurate assessment?
That was my assessment at the time, yes, sir.
Do you, okay, so one of the things that you argued to or suggested to the jury was that
I think maybe Lulu's responding to old comments because I don't see her. It's all good.
Miss Vander Ark was guilty of manslaughter. Is that right?
That she was guilty of manslaughter.
Yes.
I don't know if I used that term. I don't recall arguing on the manslaughter issue. Can you tell me which page?
Yes.
So you guys pay attention to this and tell me what you think if he's gonna, or if what he's saying is actually gonna get her a new trial. Because this all really comes down to what he says on the stand and then what she says on the stand. And I checked today and there's still no verdict on this. So I don't know why it's taking so long. This has been months now. It's like 2-3 months, maybe something like that ish. So tell me what you guys think.
I have this broken up, but it's on page 84.
Okay. Do I have it?
Yes. Here we go.
Okay. Whereabouts on 84, Council?
It's actually on the very last page, page 80.
All right.
First full paragraph. And you told the jury, these people, and I'm assuming you meant Paul as well, these people committed manslaughter. That's what they did.
Yes, sir.
They caused the boy's death. That's
Yes,
what
sir.
you said. Now, Ms. Vander Ark never gave you consent to say that she was guilty of anything, did she?
No, sir.
And so you kind of took it upon yourself to make that argument to the jury.
Yes, sir.
I have nothing further.
Good morning, Mr. Johnson. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
So I'm just going to go back a little
Here we go.
bit more into your experience. How many years have you been a practicing attorney?
41 this year.
And how many years of that as the chief public defender for Muskegon County?
2013 to 2024, so 11 years.
Is it fair to say in your role as the chief public defender, you would take some of the more severe cases that the county has seen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. My apologies. I'm on the roll here.
Now, just sort of getting into some of the comments that were brought out from your sworn statement or things like that, there's discussions about your workload, if you recall that, and maybe feeling like you had a conveyor belt system.
Yes, ma'am.
Did a case like this fall into the same category of cases you were discussing in that?
No, the cases like this get the spotlight. They come out of the group, of a pack, and we place not only my efforts, but the social workers and other attorneys on staff. We all work on cases of this magnitude.
Okay. So although there's testimony by you to the effect of being overworked and that impacting some of your cases, is that an accurate sort of representation of what's said?
It certainly impacted the one where I saw that information and I shouldn't have seen it. It impacted there. That's what I think has happened. So, but I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, and that's okay. And just to be very clear, the case for which you had your suspension had absolutely nothing to do with this case, correct?
That's correct.
No witnesses between, Paul and Ms. Vander Ark. That wasn't the conflict at issue.
That's correct.
Okay, it was a wholly unrelated matter.
Yes, ma'am.
And, while we're on that topic, did you have to sit in that exact same witness chair in a Ginther hearing on that case as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you testified about the allegations and the conflict that was alleged?
Yes, ma'am.
So getting back into your prep on this case specifically, let's walk the court through your preparation for trial. Let's start with prelim.
Okay.
Walk us through your preparation for preliminary examination on this case.
Well, I assume all lawyers do. You receive information called discovery, and you pore over it. You go out and see your client, you talk to your client about what's going on and what her impressions are. You come back and you go over it again. You bring in other attorneys to take a look at issues. You run issues by them, see if they have any similar experiences or any pointers that they may want to bring to bear. You bring another attorney in, usually a younger attorney in, to sit in to watch the whole process. We also employed interns here, so the beauty of interns is, whereas I may have multiple cases, they only have the one, and they pour over the documents and the materials, and if there's anything in there that they see, then they can bring it to my attention. But it's a fallback situation, so we can bring other eyes on it. And there was no different than here, Ms. Vander Ark. We did all these things. We worked dozens of hours just for the preliminary examinations, and we were ready to go.
So it sounds like you created a team, so to speak, for Ms. Vander Ark.
Yes, ma'am.
How many people would you say were on that team?
Over time, coming and going.
I bet, Judy. I heard Detroit's bad.
Over time, from the time we got the case to the time we ended, maybe 4 lawyers, an investigator, 2 or 3 social workers, so we're up to 9, and a half a dozen interns, so about 15, 16, something around that line.
So 15 or 16 people working on her case specifically?
Over the course of time, yes.
Okay. And as part of your preparation for trial, now let's shift to preparation for trial. You talked about hours for preliminary examination. Could you describe to the court your preparation for trial?
Well, at this point, we've had time, a year, to look at this thing. We've brought in experts to examine my client. We've gone out to the scene of the crime and taken photographs and walked around, got the feel of the place. We've talked to multiple folks who we were considering experts, but we ultimately didn't hire. We spoke to outside social workers to see if any of them had come across any episodes along the similar line. We even saw an article in People magazine about a woman who'd thrown her kids out the window and then jumped herself. And quite frankly, it was eerily similar. And quite frankly, I'm still convinced there's something to do with my client's conduct. But it was hundreds of hours by then. And I'll put in a couple hundred hours myself on it, and then you add in what everybody else is doing. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of effort. And I've told her I think if she had to hire, she'd spend $1 million on what we did for her in terms of trying to prepare and defend her in this case.
So just so I'm clear, you yourself dedicated hundreds of hours personally to this case?
Yes, ma'am. It was either I'm reading something or I'm talking to somebody. I'm looking for this needle in the haystack. I believe then, and I believe now, there's something wrong with my client, and that there's somebody out there who would be able to tell me what it was. And I still believe that to this day.
So I want to dive a little bit deeper. You said that you sought out experts, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And were some of your experts from the Center for Forensic Psychiatry? The sort of state-run?
We use the appellate defender has a website, and they have a listing of witnesses, expert witnesses that other lawyers have used, and we use their list in determining which ones to approach. We also use here from the other lawyers in the office. Have you used anyone in these circumstances? Do you know of anyone? And those are the lists we use.
Okay. And so I know the record will reflect this, but I want to ask you, do you recall having a criminal responsibility report done for Ms. Vander Ark?
Yes, Dr. Watson.
And do you recall also having a criminal competency report done as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And now those were ones that I believe were filed with the court, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there reports that you, or examinations that were done and reports that were drafted that were not filed with the court on Ms. Vander Ark's behalf?
I don't know if we filed Dr. King's report or not. I don't think we did.
Okay. And did you also get a report from a George Watson Jr.?
Yes.
Okay, and to your knowledge, was that ever provided to any, to the court or to the parties?
To my recollection, no.
Okay. Is it fair to say that you did a lot of investigation into experts who could testify about her mental state?
I think that is fair.
Why didn't you present those experts?
The conclusions the experts provided would have been supportive of a verdict of guilty of murder. Their positions were uniformly and enthusiastically negative towards my clients. They would have been prosecution witnesses that we presented their findings.
So you intentionally did not call these experts?
That is correct. We intentionally did not call them.
And that choice was made after a thorough investigation of their opinions, correct? Or I guess explain the investigation that went into that determination.
Dr. King, for instance, when I spoke to him, his response was, "She's a monster." His response was, "She's the worst thing he'd ever seen." And he's a man who testified for mass murders. I did not want to bring his testimony in. Dr. King simply said that she was competent at the time and she was competent for trial, and and that's not what I wanted the jury to hear. I want the jury to hear that there's something wrong with her.
So let's get into, and I hate to zoom out here from these details, but what was your overall strategy?
The overall strategy was to attack the issue of premeditation, that my client premeditated when she caused the death of this young man. Our strategy was to demonstrate that through especially her text messages that she was, for whatever reason, unaware.
I wouldn't want to have to deal with her at all. She seems like a pain in the ass, and I bet she's rude.
That her son was
Like, I bet she's just a straight up asshole.
suffering and was close to death. And we tried, especially with her text messaging at the time, to demonstrate that that was the case.
And I know you previously said you were looking for a needle in a haystack for something in your defense, correct?
We were looking for the cause. If you understand the facts involved in this case, this young man was her son. This young man, she could have refused him. She could have refused even to take him into her home. She brought him into her home to care for him. This young man was killed in the most brutal, heinous way.
She brought this young man into her home and that was her son, sir.
You can imagine slowly starving him to death. The two, and it probably is just because that's the way I'm built. I just can't believe that a healthy person would have done that.
She's not healthy. He's got that right. There's definitely something wrong with her, but the something wrong with her ain't gonna get her out of prison.
The things that she did. I don't believe it to this day.
Now, the realities of this case and the nature of it is something you have to factor in your preparation, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you did, in fact, do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Like, I get what he's saying, but unfortunately, like, it just doesn't. She's sick in other ways, and like the justice isn't gonna. I think that he wants her to go. I don't know. I don't know what his thoughts are behind that, but
The evidence? Yes.
Oh, well, welcome back, everybody. Oh, thank you. I was getting lonely over here.
And now you've talked about these hundreds of hours. Have you also, in preparation for this trial, did you engage in witness preparation
Of my client?
of anybody?
Yes, we talked to my client about her role and how we were going to decide once we got there if she's going to testify and the sorts of things she might be asked and the sorts of things that we'd be asking of her. Our only other witnesses would have been the experts had they been called. And so there wasn't anyone, or the social workers. And since we didn't call any of those folks, it wasn't necessary to prep any other witnesses for testimony.
And additionally, in preparation, did you evaluate filing motions to suppress or other sort of pretrial motions
Yes.
on this case?
Certainly. And that was the value of the groupthink. You have several lawyers and you're asking them, and an investigator, what about this issue? What about that issue? Should we file a motion on it? Should we attempt to take it to the Court of Appeals? We lose that sort of thing. All those issues were discussed.
Dan, yeah, he is. I like him. I just think that I don't like when he says that there's something wrong with her and he's still trying to defend her in a way. Like, I don't know. It's weird. I haven't left. I'm still here just sitting down. You're good. You guys eat. I understand it's dinner time. Because you guys are ahead of me by an hour, right? Isn't it like 6? Or because it's just now 5 here. Well, almost.
Did you also prepare for your voir dire in this case?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Are you aware there's an allegation that you
Yeah,
did not
I am.
prepare for voir dire in this case?
Yes.
Okay, and in preparation for today's hearing, did you provide to me some documentation from your file regarding your voir dire?
I did.
Okay.
Oh, you are still in here. Okay, good. I thought I ran you off. I was like, she's not 75. She was born in.
Your Honor, would you like the people to be numbers or letters given today's proceeding?
Let's do numbers. We'll stick with consistency, unless someone's pre-marked exhibits, but we'll do numbers.
Okay, I'm going to be showing, may I approach?
You may.
All right, I'm showing the witness what's been marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 1. Could you identify what this is for the record?
Yes, this is my standard voir dire sheet, in which 4 pages of questions that I may or may not be asking, depending on.
What did he say? Voir dire sheet? What's a voir dire sheet?
On the nature of the case, but certain things that I want to make sure I cover and ask the juror or potential juror before they're seated.
Okay. Do you recall if you used this preparatory document in your trial?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And I know this is a blank version, but did you take notes on it during the trial? Or?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Your Honor, at this point in time, I'd move for the admission of People's Exhibit 1.
Oh, okay. Am I saying it right? Did I say it right, though? See, I don't know the whole process. She's so blushy. Good for her. Yes. Yes. Look. Oh, no. That's funny. Her attorney looks like Corey's dude attorney, but 50 years older. That's funny. What step is that? Like, how many steps are there in the, like jury process? I know you have to not know about the case, but what else is there? I mean, I'm sure they don't want any like crackheads or anything. I hope she has hives.
I'm moving for admission.
I have no objection to it.
All right, so Exhibit 1 is admitted
just leave that on.
without objection.
What did you do to prepare for voir dire? Was it all contained in this document, or what else did you do?
No, ma'am. The day before, a couple days before a jury trial, the list of potential jurors are made available to the parties. We got that list, and there's some information. It used to be better when it was handwritten, but now the computer stuff is not as helpful. But there is information, and we, and I say myself and the interns go over this information to discuss potential jurors. We're looking for folks that we want to keep on the jury and folks we don't want on there, and so we're going over these things, and we're asking questions back and forth. Do you know these people? Have you met these people? Are these people, witness, are they friendly to us? Would they be hostile to us? And we're going over that list. And so we've got notes. When we come into court, we have notes on the witness list that they gave us as to individuals we may not be calling, we may not wish to sit on the jury. A police officer. If there's a police officer, we're probably going to ask him to be removed or her to be removed. So we go over that. Then when we get to when we prepare, we're looking at which of these questions are important to us and which ones are not. The way voir dire works, as you know, they're asked, did you hear all the questions and would you answer any different? So you can't ask the same questions over and over. So what I try to do during my voir dire is specifically save out some questions so that every time I take somebody out, I have new questions for them.
See, y'all, I told you, every time we watch something, we learn something new. Well, at least I did.
The whole panel hears them, but they're new questions, and they kind of help keep the interest of the rest of the panel. So that is part of the voir dire preparation. The reality with voir dire is, if you pick a bad jury, the case is over. You're done. You've gotta emphasize that part, because if the jury's not listening to you, it doesn't matter how brilliant you are afterwards. The voir dire has to be effective for your client, so we put a lot of emphasis on it.
And you specifically did in this case.
I specifically did in this case.
Now, is also part of your voir dire come from experience?
Yes, ma'am.
And could you give a rough estimate before this trial how many jury trials you have conducted?
Misdemeanor, misdemeanor and felony, maybe 2 or 3 a year, felonies, and back when before I became a public defender, 10 or 15 misdemeanor cases, literally a couple hundred. I don't know. I've lost track a long time ago.
You don't keep a sheet with them or something anymore?
At least 10, 15 a year for 30 years. So.
Okay, thank you. But you have vast experience in selecting a jury, correct?
I've done it many, many times.
And is part of selecting a jury knowing potential jurors out in the gallery that might be called up if you excuse somebody?
Yes, ma'am.
And I guess, do you see your obligation as a defense attorney to make sure you use every preempt, or to make sure you get the best jurors seated in those seats?
I want the best panel, and I tell my folks, the young folks, it's not how many questions you ask the right questions. You don't need to ask 100 questions. So there are occasions where my voir dire may be brief, but hopefully it's effective. And I'm talking, and as Judge Casey will tell you, I talk loud. Everyone in the courtroom can hear me when I'm doing my voir dire. I speak to the people out the back as well as in the panel. So yes, I'm aware of the panel here, but I'm also aware of who's sitting out there in the jury. Sometimes taking a person off the jury doesn't mean you're going to replace them with someone better. That's the Detroit Lions.
If he had the patience to deal with her, he would have the patience to deal with these children that are out here in these schools today. Because I heard that they are bad, that they can't count, that they can't read, that they can't spell. And these are high schoolers. I've been watching so many videos. These high schoolers cannot read, y'all. Oh my God. This is scary, because this is the future. And these are the people who's going to be taking care of us when we get old. And apparently, from what I heard, this is the first generation that have done worse than their parents. It's not good. I don't know if like COVID messed everything up, or I'm just gonna blame it. Oh, I don't think YouTube likes that word. My bad.
Philosophy. Just because you replace somebody doesn't mean they're going to be better. Sometimes once you got the best you have, you stop talking.
Oh, yeah.
Did you feel like you had a good panel in this case when you concluded voir dire?
Every lawyer says, I want a fair jury. We don't. We want a jury that's going to do what we want. I want a jury that's going to say not guilty. I got a jury as close to that as I was going
Well, snap, sir. He just told y'all a secret.
to get from this panel.
So I'd like to shift a little bit and move into your interactions with the defendant. Do you recall, and it can be approximate, how many times you met with her personally?
Gracious, no. I couldn't meet with her. Well, okay, me personally. Gosh. No, it was.
Yeah.
I tried to get her at least every other month. So if we had a year, maybe 6 times, maybe. And then during trial, gosh, and then after trial, and then are you counting the time after trial when I went to Jackson to meet with her?
Well, let's
Or just before trial?
let's say before trial.
Okay.
But then I'll get into the Jackson.
Half dozen, somewhere between 6 and 10, something like that.
And that was while she was lodged at the Muskegon County Jail?
That is correct.
Okay. How did those meetings go? What was the general atmosphere?
The meetings went very well, notwithstanding what she was convicted of. Ms. Vander Ark was a wonderful client. She was a client from heaven. We talked. Her conversations were on point. She used time well. She didn't keep me after the point of the visit was over. She asked good questions.
Did you just say that she was the client from heaven? Sir, I'm gonna have to rethink my thoughts on you. I really am at this point. Did he really just say that? Hold on. I'm not gonna go back because I'm just gonna mess it all up, and we're not gonna be here too much. Client from heaven, he said. We're not gonna be here too much longer because we're not even halfway through this, and we're already 2 hours in. Little angel, he just lost some points for real, for real. And see, this is what I was talking about. He's kind of confusing me because earlier it sounded like he was kind of defending her still, talking about she's got something wrong with her, but he wasn't saying it in the way that I would say she's got something wrong with her. That's strange.
She responded well. We had and we have a wonderful attorney-client relationship.
And so it sounds like she was a cooperative
Oh,
client.
absolutely, always.
And she had, would you say, above average understanding of the proceedings and what was coming with the trial?
Maybe this is just some bullshit. That way, maybe he's gonna say some other shit later. In case of a starving child too. Wow, you got to be cold. Yeah, I wonder if this is just him bullshitting, so they believe something else.
She's a lawyer. She went to law school. She graduated from law school. She missed one question on her bar examination. She clerked for 2 judges. She must have sat in on a dozen felony murder cases, sat in and watched them. So she had as much experience with the law as somebody who has never practiced could possibly have. She was, and our interactions were tailored for us. That is not one cookie cutter for every client. Her situation was different. She could understand and put together the facts and circumstances in a way that a layperson couldn't do, and that was very effective for her and and I appreciated it.
And in those discussions with her, is it fair to say you discussed trial strategy with her?
Yes.
Okay, what was that trial strategy?
The trial strategy initially, and hopefully when we began, was to find that there was no there was no intention, there was no premeditation, and that there is something mentally wrong with the person that committed this offense. Quite frankly, as I would tell my folks when I first met her, and in the first 6-7 months we worked on this, I would tell them there must be somebody else living in that head along with her, because the person I knew and the person who did these things, they just didn't matter. So our hope was to find somebody who could put a finger. This is what she has. This is what's wrong with her. When that.
Yeah, see, I think that he's just like performing right now to make it seem like what Kel's saying, that she had a fair trial, that he liked her, that everything was fine. He's probably thinking this girl was a piece of shit. He's probably just bullshitting them, because there ain't no way anybody liked this woman.
That proved to be didn't bear fruit. We moved to, okay, when did she perform? When did she create?
And Judy, I know you didn't ask me, but my favorite Radiohead song is Paranoid Android. And that music video will forever live on in my head. It's a little animation music video, if anybody knows.
The intention to even injure her son, because our argument was she never formed it.
Did you discuss manslaughter with her?
Yes, manslaughter, murder in second degree, all the homicide crimes we discussed, each and every one of them.
And you read portions of your closing argument.
Yes, ma'am.
And did you discuss with her about conceding manslaughter in your closing?
I don't remember that.
Okay. Why did you concede manslaughter?
The volume of evidence and the type of evidence was massive. And if you look at a jury and you tell them that nothing's wrong when it's clear to even somebody hasn't been attention that something wrong has happened, you lose them. And when you lose credibility with the jury, they never listen to what you have to say after that. Quite frankly, I was hoping for murder too. I told them manslaughter because that would give them the space to move up but I was hoping that they would see me as a fair dealer, as an honest person who looked them in the eye and told them, this is what's going on, and I'm not going to try to lie to you or put a lawyer tricks and fool you of the gun. If the glove don't fit it, you must have quit that stuff. I'm an honest guy. This is what I honestly think, and this is why you should think it. So I had to concede something because, quite frankly, the evidence was overwhelming, and the prosecutor hadn't even put in his best evidence.
And at the time of closing argument, is it fair to say that Ms. Vander Ark was not assisting you in your closing argument, given her mental or physical state in the jail?
We had before the day that morning, we had stopped talking about what we were doing in court, and it was.
Oh, I love all of those. Yes, fake plastic trees, high and dry. So good, so good. I love Radiohead and the Flaming Lips. I love them too. She's doing a Corey, yeah. Ah, damn, her lawyer looks 100 close up. That's funny. Oh.
It was just a conversation of, will you come to court? That's all we talked about. Will you come to court? And when she couldn't, then we went back to court and we finished up. We had talked about the things I would say generally.
And you know what? He just said closing statements. I don't remember watching any closing statements, any closing arguments. I'm gonna have to go back and watch, because I think I would have watched that. I would have played that for you guys. because I'm really big on opening and closing statements. I really like to see fire in attorneys, to be honest with you. But pause this trial for a brief musical taste interlude, right? I love all different kinds of music. Yeah, Cold, I don't remember them. I'm gonna look them up. I mean, we're not gonna go back and watch them. We're already this far, and I've got other stuff that I want to do. But all trials are about more. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I was in the middle of saying something and I lost it, which isn't anything out of the normal for me.
Speaking during the course of my representation of her, but the reality is a closing argument is as much art form.
Oh yeah, closing arguments. Yeah, we've already gotten this far. We're not going to go back, and I've already got other stuff that I want to get ready and started for you guys. One of the new trials that I have for you guys, well, it's not new, but the prosecuting attorney, she's got some fire in her.
Is in science. I don't know exactly what I'm going to say every time, so I couldn't tell her exactly. She understood the plan. Did she know exactly what I was going to say? No, because I didn't know exactly what I was going to say.
But I want to just clarify though, your decision to concede manslaughter wasn't an off-the-cuff decision.
Oh, no, it was not.
Yeah.
No, it was not.
And you conducted some investigation and you put a lot of thought into doing that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to shift gears here into her competency. How many cases have you handled where someone has been referred for competency or criminal responsibility examinations?
3 or 4 a year, so 30 or 40.
Okay. And so have you had situations where you have somebody who absolutely can assist you in any aspect of the court proceeding?
Yes.
Was that the case in this case?
No.
Okay. And
Me too, Colt. I love a good opening and a good closing. They are my favorite part.
And during trial.
Oh, well, there she is. Hey, Vic. Good to see you, my love. Welcome, welcome. You wonder how they sleep at night. I couldn't do it. And I know they don't get paid enough.
Trial was Miss Vander.
Well, this one's a chief public defender, he said. So he takes on the bigger cases. So I wonder if he makes more than a regular public defender. And if he's in charge of the other public defenders, since he's like the head honcho. That's why he's all up there cool, calm, and collected. He's like, whatever. He said, this ain't my first rodeo. He was like, just last year I had a strike against me. Yep, I went to a class, whatever. He's so nonchalant up there. And look at that little raised eyebrow that he's got. He's like, such an attitude. He's an OG shitbag. He's been doing this shit for 41 years? 42 years? Oh, shit. Good to see you, Victorine.
Ark alert to her being Ms. Vander Ark?
Yes.
Was she alert to, she was in Judge Casel's courtroom?
Yes.
And that it was the date and time that it was that year?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And she was actively assisting you, it sounds like?
She was.
Okay. And was she assisting by writing notes while you were at counsel table?
Yes, and that was what I do is I can't listen to the witness chair and my client at the same time, so I give them a pad and pen and ask them to write notes.
We always make sure that Shanda looks like shit. Yeah, not even AI could make her look better. Sorry. Not sorry.
Slide them over to me.
And without getting necessarily into what she was writing, was the content of what she was writing coherent?
Yes.
It was attuned to time and place.
Yes,
It was appropriate for what was going on in the courtroom.
yes.
Okay. So let's talk about Thursday after she testified. Now, you recall if you went into the holding cell or the jail with her after the testimony concluded?
Okay, let's make sure I understand. When trial was over, did I go into the gym? Okay.
Thank you for clarifying. That was
Okay.
important.
Did we, Judy? We didn't do closings. I'm losing it then. Because we did. I don't know. I don't think we did.
Really wordy question. When the proceedings on Thursday, not the last day, but the day she concluded her cross-examination.
Yes.
When that day concluded, did you go to the jail to meet with her?
I believe I saw her in the holding cell, which is back here behind the jury room. I think after each day, myself and the social worker involved, we go back and we talk to her for a few minutes, but then we break. That was the plan. Did it always happen every day? I don't remember. I think we did most days. I don't.
Tisha is a piece of work, and I can't believe we're gonna have to sit through another trial because somebody, some dumbass, let that man be a juror on the jury. Why? Now look what we got to do all over again, the whole thing. And I swear, if they show poor little Gannon's autopsy photos again, and I swear if someone puts them behind a paywall again, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Know if we did that day.
So you wouldn't be able to say how she was appearing outside of the courtroom after that?
I have no recollection of her after she walked out of the court that day. Then I don't recall.
Okay. So let's move into that Friday morning.
Yes, ma'am.
That you've already testified about. And you described that she was in a holding cell, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall who was in the holding cell with you?
My Miss Vander Ark and my caseworker. Who's my caseworker? My social worker was there. I'm trying to remember which one it was.
Cold. Yes. Yes. You know what? That's why when her case, like, landed, I was like, holy shit. She's definitely one that stands out to me, and that's why she's in my intro video. She said razzle dazzle. She's a odd one. I'm trying to catch up, sorry. Yes. All right. Shabiz with her split mask. Last summer I did a whole live about her and her real name and the Shabizness name and how she got it and the whole rundown on her. And I'm so mad that it's gone, but I just can't have it. Maybe I'll redo it one day. Of all the ways to get a job. Girl! Oh. Damn! Ma'am. Okay, let's continue. We're not going to stay here much longer. I'm going to give it like another 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll get out of here.
Give me a minute.
But this is not the end. We still have half of this to go and part 2. But I can't sit here much longer. I've got some stuff to do.
I don't remember which one it was.
Would it be Melinda Katecki?
Yes, that was Melinda.
Do you remember a couple of jail deputies also being there?
They were in the area, but they weren't in the cell with us. There's a cell area, and they stand outside of that. They weren't in the cell with us.
Okay, so to your recollection, it was you, Ms. Katecki, and your client?
That's my recollection.
Okay. And you indicated that she was on the ground, curled up?
She's on the floor, curled up against the wall.
Okay. And could you tell the court what your conversation?
Why is she on the floor curled up against the wall? She's like, why are you telling them this?
Conversation is with her, like at the start of that morning, when you first walk
Okay.
in. What's the conversation?
Are you okay? What's going on? Can I get you something? What are you feeling? Can you explain to me what's going on? What was the situation? Ms. Kotecki was also talking to her, the same sorts of questions. What's wrong?
And what did Ms. Vander Ark reply?
Effectively, I can't quote her, is what she said. Her response was that she could no longer, she could not go up into the courtroom today. She couldn't take the trial today. She was having an episode, and she just couldn't.
No, Victorine, that's a different Dan. I think. Wait, what are you talking about? There were two Dans in here, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Tolerate being in the courtroom today.
And at some point you come up to the trial court and you place on the record what occurred, correct?
Yes.
And in that you stated you discussed Ms. Vander Ark's options, correct?
Yes.
Did you in fact discuss her?
No. What was the weird birthmark? What was the weird birthmark? Tell me. Now I want to know. What was the weird birthmark? Didn't he have like some weird long birthmark? Ew. Ew.
Her options on how to proceed that morning?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Could you explain that conversation to the court?
We explained to her that option one was to come back into court and just sit there. We're not going to.
Oh, no. I thought you were talking about the other one that was in here. Did he change his name? Mr. F. I didn't notice that. What's Mr. F?
Put you on the stand again today. Just sit there. Option two was for us to go back and ask the judge.
Sorry. What's Mr. F?
To adjourn. That was in fact Plan A, to ask for an adjournment to give her, or at least some breathing spell. When this happened a time previously, the judge gave her 5 minutes, but we already had an hour or so in on this thing. So so that was Plan B. Plan C was to continue to represent her. If the judge said go, we're going to go.
Did Ms. Vander Ark want the adjournment?
Yes.
Did she want, and if the adjournment wasn't available, I guess, did you discuss waiving her right to be present at court?
I don't think, I don't recall.
How am I just now noticing that?
I don't recall. I don't think I did. I don't think I told her that she had a right to refuse to come to court.
If she signed an affidavit saying that she is voluntarily choosing not to come to court, would that refresh your recollection?
It does. You're correct.
Okay.
That she did sign an affidavit to that effect.
Okay. And did you know that was happening, or were you aware that was something that was being drafted for her to sign?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And so, does that refresh your recollection about the conversation?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah,
now that your recollection's refreshed, do you recall explaining to her her ability to waive her presence.
Yes, I remember, in the context of the affidavit, I think we came downstairs a couple times, and when we came down and said, this is what's going to happen, you have this, if you don't want to be there, you have to let us know, and she signed an affidavit to that effect.
Did you coerce her in any way not to come to court?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you want her to come to court?
Yes, ma'am.
Would that have been better for your case if she came to court?
It would have been better. Yes, ma'am.
Did you feel like she understood what was happening to sign that affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
Or at least to make the choice to not come to court?
Yes, ma'am.
I apologize, I shuffled my notes here. Now, when you were asked about using the word competency, I believe it was on page 3 of that transcript you have there, you said, well, that's the word I used. Could you explain your response to that question?
I used it in the layman's vernacular as competency, not as in the legal standard as competency. I didn't mean that she, as lawyers know, that she couldn't participate or that she couldn't understand. I didn't mean it. I meant it as a layman would use the word competent. She just wasn't ready to go. She wasn't able to write me those notes or just whisper in my ear or
Yes, 544 subs. Getting there. I didn't mean that physically.
to participate as I would want her to have. This, her life's on the line. It's a murder trial. I want her to be fully able, I was going to say competent again, to participate in the process. This is her chance. This is her chance. And I didn't want her to leave that courtroom thinking that she left cards on the table or whatever the expression might be.
So it was not your impression that she was legally incompetent the morning of that Friday morning?
That is correct.
Now, had Ms. Vander Ark, and I know the court's referenced this before, but Ms. Vander Ark had episodes before, correct?
In my presence, she'd had, if we're not talking about when she saw the photograph, in my presence, she'd had one episode, but she'd expressed to me during the course of our representation that she'd had others.
Okay. And one of those episodes, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you observed the episode at the preliminary examination where her co-defendant was called to the stand and she had an episode, correct?
I don't remember the timing. She had the episode of the prelim.
Okay. And the record will speak for itself about when?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
She did.
Shifting gears a little bit, now, it wasn't your strategy to
she
discuss
freaked out.
hydration in depth, was it?
And when they read
Was
the
it my
text messages,
Dehydration
she started
and-
freaking
No,
out.
no, ma'am.
Why didn't you focus on dehydration?
It seemed to me that dehydration, along with the corporal punishments, along with the deprivation of food, along with all the other burdens that young man had to go through, were part and parcel of the same issue. Our argument was she did not form the intent to injure this child. So whether she injured him with dehydration, or she injured him by starving him, or she injured him by thermal, it wasn't an issue. The issue is, did she intend, did she know, did she create the intention in her mind to hurt this boy? And that was the issue. So I didn't concentrate on the other issues that the coroner said went into causing his death either, because they just weren't the issue I wanted this jury to concentrate on.
Okay. So that was a conscientious choice on your part?
Sure, and we weren't arguing that the boy was dehydrated. We weren't arguing that he had passed away. That he was underfed. We weren't arguing any of that. We were arguing intention.
Do you think if you would have argued that he didn't have his water access restricted, that would have furthered your strategy at all? Or presented the case in a better light for you?
I think I would have lost the jury on that. They had photographs of this boy. And nobody's going to take a look at those pictures and say, this boy
Oh, thank you. You're awesome.
needed water.
Now, there's been a claim that you provided deficient performance for allowing commentary in lieu of a video.
Okay. Now that we got to a new question, I've got to write it down, but I think we're going to end it here. And then next Monday we'll pick it back up. I'm so tired. I've still got some stuff to do, but thank you all so much for being here. Awesome crew here today. Yes, thank you. Thank you, mods. I appreciate you all so much. And I will see you all next Monday. So, bye.
So long for now and goodbye. We'll see you